99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
Well, I guess this is it. It's Monday. Continuing in the background. Just gone past 7. So you know the rules. Say after me. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And I'll say that again. And I will say that again. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. My name is Nana Ansakwa IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Edumasa in Akwemo. Welcome to another edition of That's My Opinion. And our topic today, folks, war in a peaceful Ghana. War in a peaceful Ghana. But before, let me make a little observation, folks, before I start. Now, last week Monday, our brother Parker was slapped by a security detail of John Mahama, former president who wants a second bite at the cherry. A week has gone by, one whole week. And the answer to Parker is that, well, we will contact you when we have any more of further information. I had water in my eyes, folks. Really? So Parker says to, whoever, can I come and identify this guy? Because it's been a whole week. I haven't even identified the person. So, what sort of information would you have or investigation are you doing if I don't come and pick out the guy who did it? Again, to him is that we will call you when we have further information. Folks, and this is without power. This is without power. I mean, can you imagine with power? Then what? I mean, I just want to say to JM to do the right thing and do it at the right time, not when we have pushed and literally blacklisted you before you come and do the right thing. The timing will be wrong. To do the right thing and do it timely. Because this stinks, folks. This really, really stinks. But truth be told, that maybe we in the media too have allowed it. Maybe we in the media too have allowed it. But as it stands now, it's been a week, nothing, no information. It's just so wrong. I just so that I don't say things that I'm not supposed to say. Let's move on to war in a peaceful Ghana. Folks, Ghana, our happy home, seems to be in a major pretentious mood. And it's frightening, as it may have, gotten out of hand and it's nearing the normal stage, the proverbial normal stage. And when things are so serious and they happen frequently and it's a normal, that's very sad. To divert a little bit and come back, folks, I don't know, there must be something either in the water, the air we breathe, the church, the mosque we go, or the education we receive. But it's gotten to the stage where, even if we notice something is wrong, we just are unable to change. We know for a fact that it's wrong. It doesn't add up. But we just don't have that ability to stop or change. Folks, in some countries in the beginning of the year, they target 0 deaths on their roads. 0. That's their target. Their road safety gurus will come together and say that this year we don't want any deaths on our road, particularly cars colliding with cyclists or pedestrians. 0. In Ghana, folks, our road safety gurus will sit down and target 1,000. That's our starting point. They sit down and declare that this year we won't kill more than 1,000. And even that we can't keep. Yes, 1,000, you better clear more. But even that, folks, we are unable to manage. We go far beyond that. Something should be done now. There's just too many murders on our roads. Needless. Folks, there are some deaths that are accidents. Then some are just pure calculated murders. The government is in a hurry to win votes, so will construct roads which in many instances is not complete. Street lights, sidewalks, footbridges, traffic light, road markings. To durability, something will be missing in most cases. And as for disabled-friendly roads, I dare not even talk about it. I may be sacked for wasting, airtime. Disabled-friendly roads. You've gotten a road, now you're talking about disabled-friendly roads. You are lucky to get a road, and now you're going to mount the air and talk about disabled-friendly roads. But that's how bad things are, that I can't even do a show and talk about disabled-friendly roads because I'll be wasting everybody's time, including Kwesi Chum's airtime. Now that, my friends, is war. That is war. Then the police will come on the same roads, folks, daily, also pretending to enforce the law, which is mainly to extort from DV plate cars. Even though the IGP has warned and written letters and issued sanctions and warning, the police just seems to get orgasms on DV plates. There's something about it, whether from the school or when they come out, it's the culture. It looks like institutional. As soon as they see the DV plate, you could be an armed robber with the sign on your car saying, I'm going armed robbery. If the car in front of you has DV plates, you can go and do your armed robbery because they definitely will stop that DV plate. I don't know what's with DV plates. But if they use the same enthusiasm on DV plates, on other law enforcement, I think the roads will be a bit safer. Then the drivers, oh my God, the drivers, they are on a mission on their own, mostly in a hurry and angry. And as soon as the lights turn green, they would hoot, shout out, yell, abuse, yet you pull off, you look in your driving mirror, and they're still far behind, even just dawdling to move off the light. And yet still they were hooting and furious. But let me just quickly say that we are on Facebook Live before my producer, Abeku Sankofi, turns off the mic. So we are on Facebook Live, Joy 99.7 FM. You can follow us on Facebook Live and watch and listen at the same time. Folks, as for the motorway, I think it's the twin of the nation, Ghana. The activities, the life and everything of the motorway is just as it happens in Ghana. It doesn't operate with laws or regulation. It's purely on some understanding. Why it's still called a motorway, I don't know. Maybe it's because we haven't got any other name for it. We might as well just leave it as a motorway. Even the police don't know how to use it. The police don't know how to use it. Police themselves have no clue. We overtake, we undertake. Trotro drivers, have picked their own points to stop off and drop off and alight and created their own stations on the motorway. Pedestrians will literally come on the motorway and stop the cars at 100 miles an hour and say, you know what, I want to cross the road. Tricycles laden with rubbish, traveling at 20, probably 30 kilometers at the max, use it. How is it in the world that a road that carries cars at 100 kilometers an hour are also carrying vehicles traveling at 20 kilometers an hour freely? And some of them would dump the rubbish when they seem fit. Motorway has no lights, laden with potholes. And that's the motorway, folks. There's a guy on the motorway, coming from Telma to Accra, just by one of the bridges on the right, who comes there just to crack stones. On the motorway, goes, God knows where he brings the stones from, but he sits on the motorway to crack stones, and the police drive by. I'm sure if you were to put DV plates on the motor on his stones that he was cracking, he would have been stopped long time ago. Maybe one day I'll put DV plates on the stones that he's cracking on the motorway and see if the police will act. Folks, drivers, as soon as there's a little hold up, even on the motorway, will start using the verge of the road. And they are 100%, in fact, folks, no, they are 200% guaranteed to go free. Absolutely no consequence. Folks, absolutely no consequence. So the hundreds, 20, all the cars driving by would go in front of the queue and force their way in and keep you there. Nothing will happen. Folks, then the pedestrians, oh my days. Today we are fighting for footbridges. And Daniel Dazi and his friends are doing all they can as good citizens. They're doing all they can to get the government to do the right thing. Get a footbridge on the Adenta Road. Stop the murders. Folks, you know what will happen when the footbridge is done? Daniel Dazi would have to come here and campaign again for a wire mesh to fence off the whole road. And the wire mesh should be high enough so they can't climb over it. Otherwise, the bridge will become a petty trading center for, people who need to buy vests, flasks, torchlights, and maybe second-hand shoes. That's what the bridge will be used for. And right underneath the bridge will be women with babies on their back, still crossing the road. Now, David, a good photographer, David Ando, has a good picture somewhere at Rebecca. Under the footbridge is a guy carrying a bag of cement crossing the road. Right under the footbridge. There are those who say, no, the footbridge is 10 meters away and I can't be bothered to walk. The pedestrians expect that every 5 meters you put a footbridge so that when they need to cross, they don't have to walk. They have to walk straight from their house onto a footbridge. Yes. It's just a mess. For such a supposed civilized country with a vibrant media culture, how can we allow things to get this bad? The most and the ultimate is about humanity, and humanity is about life. Then how did we get here? Now, I really don't want to do statistics today about the numbers, because you and I know it's terrible. And in the last 2 years, it's getting worse. And we are quick to blame trotro drivers and taxi drivers. I tell you what, now some of the so-called bourgeois, four-wheeler drivers are no better, if not worse, than the trotro drivers. I don't want to touch the Okada menace. There's too much on our plate for me to now come and put Okada in this cocktail. In this cocktail of chaos. I don't want to add the Okada menace in there. But how it is that we kill 6 a day on our roads is a miracle. And we probably need an award for that. It's a miracle. Because, folks, I tell you, 6 is probably those who bother to report. With the war going on our road, I am confident we are doing far more damage than that. Because if you speak to emergency unit, if you have friends that work at a hospital at emergency units, right, you ask them how many people come in there damaged and die on a weekly basis and tabulate it and find out where it is that we get this 6 from. Find out. If you have friends who are doctors who work in an emergency unit, call them and ask them on a weekly basis, how many people did you treat in terms of accident, those who died, those who survived, those who were maimed? And compare it to the national average and find out. I think this 6 is just something to just keep us sweet. We are doing far more damage than that. Folks, there's a war going on our roads. There are countries that are at war today who don't kill as much as we kill on our roads. Folks, there are countries where they are at war. And I tell you, we have far more worse death on our roads than they have on their battlefields. Folks, and we have never declared a national day of mourning. We have not built a monument for the unknown pedestrian. We haven't started the shake-up. We don't care. Sometimes, folks, you see a truck laden with charcoal tilted at the 45-degree angle, driving at 20 kilometers an hour, dangling precariously. You know that at any given time and with any cross range, this car will fall, heading into Accra. And you check the route with which it's coming from, and you know that there's a minimum 3 police checks on it. How did it get to Accra, folks? How did such a calamity get into the city? And they will rip into Accra, rip off telephone wires, rip off, electric wires, with somebody running behind it with a piece of wood just in case the car has to stop. They will chalk it and, make it where he won't to chalk. How did we get here? Folks, how did we get here? Folks, we need to tackle this thing holistically. From the road itself to the users. Folks, from the road itself to the users. We are all breaking the law. Even the road itself breaks the law. And one major hurdle that we are facing, folks, is that if you plead poverty, you are allowed to break the law. If you plead poverty. And if you're rich, you are above the law. And that's what's confronting us. The Okada man says, look, I am too poor. If you take this motorbike, I have to be an armed robber. I have to be a prostitute because I am poor. The guy in the 4-wheel drive saying, look, I am too rich to stay in traffic, so, get out of the way. And there's this chaos, and there's the police in the middle. He's too poor for me to arrest, and he's too rich, he's above the law. What do we do, folks? Who will bail the cat? Bearing in mind, folks, that no government either is ready to risk its votes to keep the road safe. No government is going to go out there and stop the masses or stop all these illegal things going on or stop Okada or stop anything and risk its votes. No. So we have to bear that in mind. We have to bear that in mind. Folks, unless we display a collective sense of need for road safety, then we are in it for a mass burial. So I say over to us, Joe Latte. Let us be sick of always being tired of sick and tired. Let us all be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because as for the roads, I'm telling you, it is getting too close to home. The menace on the road is getting too close to home. And it's 0302216541. We are all from government to the guy crossing the road. We have all gotten it wrong. We have to have a holistic look. It goes beyond the bridge. It goes beyond a truck hitting a four-wheel drive. Road markings, street lights, name it. We have all gotten it wrong. Talk to me, 0302 216 541. Hello, who's my first caller?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well. Who am I talking to?
My name is AC. I'm calling from Tema.
AC, let me hear you.
Nana, I sometimes I weep, especially on the motorway. When you see people crossing the motorway and they expect you to stop. If you don't stop, they insult you and they do all. I don't know. I really don't know. This country, I don't know where we are going, honestly. We really have to do something about this.
We definitely
really have to do something about this. Otherwise, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much. I wish I know what we had to do, but Kojo is on the line. Hello, Kojo.
Hello, Dana. Good evening.
Good evening, Kojo.
And good evening to your listeners.
Great.
I live along the Amasaman stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the morning, sometimes when I'm going to work, I feel so sad. You see police people driving on the opposite side of the road.
Wow.
Cause a whole lot of issues. And you see DH people crossing the road, driving on the opposite side of the road, going to Amasaman, going to Pukwasi. Just to find their way through. And how can we live in a country like this? How can we live in a country like this? We need some radical leadership in this country.
They are not going to risk
transform and change things. No matter the political party that the person belongs to. If you can get someone to do this, and even if it's 4 years that the person can stay in power, I think it will be far better. Now we are heading to a chaos, seriously.
We are. I agree with you. It's a total mess out there. It's a complete, total mess out there. And for those of you who use the Pong barrier to Michelle Camp, right? Pong barrier to Michelle Camp. I mean, there's a guy who's literally built his career from filling the potholes. And he comes in every day. I mean, he's just literally built his career on coming there to fill the potholes. It's amazing. Hello, Kofi.
Hello.
Kofi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, is that Kofi?
Yeah, this is Kofi.
Talk to me.
Hello.
Yes, Kofi, talk to me. I'm listening.
Yes, Nana. I think you forgot about the vendors on the street as well. It's just out of order. You realize that most people here in Ghana, we wear dark clothes. I don't know, maybe it's because of we think that if we wear bright clothes, it's going to get dirty or something. Most people wear dark clothes. There are no street lights, and every day we have people selling on our streets. When I drive through Accra, I'm just like, I'm scared that I will even hit somebody. And I think something has to be done about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ransford is in North Connection. Hello, Ransford.
Yes, Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, since Saturday, I've been going on my knees. I'm praying. I've been praying. They should all be involved in accidents just like what happened on Saturday. They should get their legs amputated. Then they will see the plight of Ghanaians. Then they will understand the citizenry. When you are on the stretch from even Kaswa going, they will commandeer the other side of the road and they will be driving at top speed. Why wouldn't you get ahead there on collision? And this is what they do all the time when you vote them into power. Then, when the ordinary citizens need just footbridges to be able to cross, you tell us you need 1 year to build a footbridge. What the effrontery to tell us this just because you've been voted into power? How can you do that? Okay, did they even think of we the human beings? Do they care if somebody dies? They don't care about the human life of, all the Ghanaians. And they expect us to go and vote for them in the next 4 years or in the next 2 years. And this is all they do. This is all they do. I
share your passion. Pakwesi is in Spinters. Hello, Pakwesi.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening, Pagosi.
Nana, you drive to Ghana and just ask yourself, do we have a leader in this country at all?
Big
I
question.
ask myself every day, it's like, is it that they don't see what we see? Anyway, thank you.
Thank you too. 0302216541. And I'm saying there's a war on our roads. Folks, we are killing people on our roads than countries who are literally at war. You can't just sit in the country and allow that. It's not done. Hello, Kofi.
Yeah, Nana, how are you?
Yes, I'm good, Kofi.
Wow. What of the tolls that we pay all the time? I hear that the tolls are managed by the political parties when they come into office. So nobody speaks about it. I hear the motorway. I don't know if it's a fact, but that's what I heard from some sectors of the media, that the party people take over and then they render sales to the authority, whoever is in charge of taking is the road fund. You know, and sometimes I wonder, why should it be so? You remember when this government came into office, the invisible forces, their first point of call was the toll booth at Tema. I don't know if you recall. You know, so why would that be the norm? Whereas the country needs money to fix its roads, every time they're going to construct anything, then they would have to go in for a loan. Why must it be so? When there's so much money here, why is it that only a few people, you know, would amass the wealth? And sometimes, if I think about this, I feel the journalists are not doing us any good, because they can look into these things. Some time back, it was reported that over 100,000 vehicles passed the motorway or so. And if you do the calculation, that's a lot of money when it comes to a month, and it comes to a year. That's divided by 12. You know, so why wouldn't we be serious so that we take over some of these things and manage ourselves than to let party people manage it and render accounts to government? At the end of the day, food bridges cannot be constructed because there's no money. That's what the government will tell you. And also, they don't take the citizenry seriously, because the deputy minister was airlifted with a military helicopter. Just this morning, Joy FM reported that an accident happened on the Winneba Road where 7 people died. And those injured, even the child that was injured, 3-year-old, it took a long time for an ambulance to take that child to the hospital. That's Kolimbo Hospital. You know, why would the military helicopter also lift those people? Does it mean that the citizens are not important, like there's no blood running through their veins? And why must we sit down for all this nonsense to be going on?
Thank you very much, my brother. This one is from my friend Nana in Spinkters. Nana, my UK citizen. I don't know even if this Nana is a male or female Nana, but good evening, Nana in Spinkters. Hi, Nana. I sent below a message to Daniel Dazi on 5th July 18, and he sent the message. And it says, I drove through Medina to Koforidua on Saturday morning. I was very shocked at seeing literally the highway turned into a busy market. Do the citizens really understand the demarcation of this major road? Tables and stalls mounted on the hard shoulder pavement and parts of the road. Even scrap metal and car spares displayed on the pavement alongside heaps of rubbish. eyesore. Please make a trip there to verify this. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Any major accident, as recently in Nigeria, could claim more lives than is necessary. Please let's rise up to this and force the assembly there to work by clearing the traders regardless. The longer they are left there, the more difficult it gets to clear them. It's beyond me why politicians are afraid of losing votes. What they should also know is that they would equally gain votes for good citizens looking for a tidy city to live, play, drive through when they have done a good job. I'm sure the president goes to Peduasi Lodge using the same road. Some of us sometimes miss the military rule. Nana in Spintex. On the phone is Joseph in Tema. Hello, Joe.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana. I think it's a very sensitive topic, and road accident is a broader topic, but I want to tackle some few corners of it. And I think road accidents, we all have to play a part to eliminate or even reduce the state of accidents are being occurred. I would dwell on overspeeding and wrongful overtaking.
Do that for me in 1 minute. Do that for me in 1 minute.
You say?
I said, do that for me in 1 minute.
Okay, Nana. Nana, people do unnecessary overtaking because if you hear head-on collision, it's very disastrous. But I learned police personnel were standing on the roadside using that kind of gun to check on overspeed. And how many times do we see people being sent to court because they are being caught overspeeding? Also, people are having road safety certificates for their vehicles, whereby the vehicles are not roadworthy. Who are those people to check that these vehicles are roadworthy? Now, these are some of the problems we are having.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, my brother. Apart from overtaking, we also do undertaking. But Francis is on the line. Hello, Francis.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
Now, so if you've been to Denchambua district recently,
no.
I recently went there for a program. I went to Nimabim and I used Kede. And I got to a place that they were taking toll. And Nana, the road, and even before you even get to a toll booth, it could take you about 20 minutes before you can get to it. You can see a toll booth ahead of you. But driving to a toll booth can take about 20 minutes. And I asked them, so with this money you're taking, what are you using the money for? And they were just laughing at me. And I asked myself, all this money, what does it go to? Who is taking all this money? So can't we, the youth, one day rise up against this people? Could they take it for granted? If we can be one and do what happened in the Middle East, I think our leaders they will think. And then now the youth are rising up, and if you're not careful, they will be chaos in our country. And I think this is what we should be doing now. Could I take it for granted so much? Just take it for granted. And I enjoy your evening now.
Thank you very much. Kwabna is in Adenta. Hello, Kwabna. Oh, Kwabna's line dropped. Aseriwa from Community 22 says, Nana, forgot about potholes. Oh, there are manholes on the motorway. And indeed, I've, literally drove into a manhole today on the motorway. It's just laden with, literally. I sent a message to my group page of a fuel tanker losing its brake to run over the pedestrians on the La Paz stretch of the road. Come and see people praying and panicking. The issue is that we celebrate chaos than good. Stupidity has become the order rather than common sense. And this is Mark Cosby. Pakofi is on the phone. Hello, Pakofi.
Yes, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, you see, let me greet you. Let me greet you and then the list.
Great.
In this country, we can never stop talking about these things. We are in a country that it looks like we hop into issues. We don't hold people accountable for whatever they do. And so we keep on repeating ourselves on the same issues that we encounter. I'm sure last year, this same incident of accidents happened. Nothing was done. I believe that in this country we have rules and regulations that governs this country. The people who are to enforce these laws are they themselves abusing it. So in that case, when these things happen, who is going to enforce these laws and these rules? To the people of this country. My problem is, look at our roads today. Trucks, taxis, GV numbers, and even GRE numbers are all using sirens to cross, traffic. And the police will be there watching them. Nothing is happening until we see blood on our roads. That's why you hear people are talking about it. We don't hold people accountable for all these things. And then this is where we've got into. We don't maintain things. Our roads are bad. Nobody is talking about it. It's like we talk, nothing is happening. So Nana, I believe that from your, from where you sit, I know you are doing a good job, but what are we doing to, enforce these things to work? Nana, I'm a youth, okay, and I always cry on our road. I always fight on our road because people are misbehaving too much in this country, and Nana is not the best.
Thank you very much. It's definitely not the best. This is from my senior brother, Kwame Jantua, lawyer. Says, Nana, do the traffic police understand their role, especially when they themselves mount Okada, which is illegal? And a lot of these Okada bike riders are dying, losing their limbs, and these are the youth of our country. Politicians are only interested in the next elections, and that's very sad. George is in Hachu. Hello, George.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very good.
Nana, I don't know if you understand Ga, but I want to say this in Ga.
You're
more adorable.
Thank you.
It just means God bless you, Nana.
Oh.
You really said something that has touched my heart. The indiscipline on the roads, just too much. Just this weekend, someone just took off my side mirror and then just sped off. Just because he was using a V8. It's just too much. Why? Why? It's this same Ghana that is taking care of all of us. So why? Why should some people be above the law? We are all Ghanaians, for God's sake. And all your colleagues are saying one thing. The youth. We are the youth. And this thing, they say it, but people take it for granted. The day the youth will decide to stand up or rise up in this country, please complete it.
Thank you very much. Peter is on the line. Hello, Peter.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Peter.
Yeah, hello, Nana. I think you've hit the nail right on the head. People don't want to risk their vote to do the right thing in this country. I think one of these days, you're going to hear of a head of collision at the Jimpa Road or the barrier to, that's the Amahia Dodowa Road. Because I'm not going to allow the V8 and other ministerial vehicles to use the other side of the road when they don't want to be in the traffic. It's very horrible. How can people who make the rules behave this way? I think I'm very much concerned about this.
And I deeply share your concern. Buju is in Ashiaman. Hello, Buju.
Yo, Nana.
Yes, boss.
Yo, good evening.
Good evening.
Today is my first time listening to your show.
Oh, great.
But in fact, the good Lord will keep you safe for me, okay?
Thank you, my brother.
You are truly the Ghanaian. Look, I had wanted to be a radio presenter. But look, each day that I tune in to listen to a radio station, what they do is to bring the politicians to come and defend their parties. But look, for you, in fact, I salute you this evening. What a beautiful program, beautiful show, beautiful talks. This is the kind of presentation that we need on radio. Look, Ghana has never moved forward before. We always go back. Look, can you just imagine? A policeman will stop you and tell you, Charlie, you better not you. Someone say you Indomie. Jesus Christ. Where is this nation moving to? Where is this nation moving to? Look, in Ashama, right in front of the Ashama police station, just come and see how the squatters are taking over the road and the road. Selling, pushing trucks, this and that. Look, nothing, no control, nothing. They are just doing whatever they want. But look, I will pray for you with this program. Keep on, tell the politician the truth and let the Ghanaian know our problem. We should forget about the politician. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Every Monday, 7 o'clock, tune in, Buju. Tune in every Monday at 7 o'clock. There's an opinion to share, but I'm going straight to Dansuman because Kwame is waiting for me. Hello, Kwame.
Hello.
Yes, boss.
Yeah. This program, I appreciate you brought this up. I've been thinking about this issue for some time now, you know. My concern was this. What makes them give licenses to people? What criteria do they use? I hear certain institutions, they will say, accountants, come and take cars and because you are chief accountants. they give these things for chief accountants. They come and take us, and then they go and learn driving, and then they start using the road. I think the notion they are having is that, one, everybody can be a driver once he's, a professional or something. But driving itself is a profession that must be mastered by professionals. I mean, those who are into the driving business. Are you understanding me?
Mm-hmm, I understand.
The fact that someone is an accountant doesn't mean he can be a business, executive. Because he did, business management, or because he did something in the business field. Just like someone being a scientist doesn't mean he can be a best surgeon in the hospital. So if you call people and tell them, come and take us because you're a professor, because you're a doctor, and then you assume that a doctor can be a good driver. I can't apply the road, and I see professionals with their logos on their car, and you see that this man hasn't got the patience to deal with other people. Even though he's a professional, he has a sticker on it that shows that he's a professional.
Thank you very much. Nana, we are not developing as a nation and we are not evolving as a people. If nothing is done, the worst is yet to come. This is from KSM. Michael is in Michelle Camp, so Michael may have seen the guy from Michelle Camp on the Saki Road to Bombaria who's made filling potholes a career because the road is so bad, he just comes there every day to fill potholes. Hello, Michael. Oh, Kwame.
Hello. Nana, Kwame from
yes.
Michelle Camp.
Talk to me, Kwame.
Nana, can you just do us one favor? Those of us who play the Matai or Michelle Camp,
Hey, Charlie, that's another nightmare.
IGP, the MTTU commander, the fire service commander, immigration commander, and all of them, all the security services commanders, Nana, can they mount at least a crusade on that road for us? Please. The chaos is too much. Everybody in security uniform drives with hazard on that road, facing the oncoming vehicle. Thank you very much, Nana.
Kwame is absolutely right. Kwame is absolutely right. I mean, I'm telling you, from Temaran about to that Matayeko, it's probably like an hour's drive. And the distance... But Dramani is on the phone. Hello, Dramani.
Good evening, Your Royal Majesty.
Good evening, my brother.
How are you and the people under your jurisdiction?
I'm listening to you.
Hello,
Ramani.
Yeah, can you hear me, Nana?
I can hear you very loud and clear.
All right. I was asking about the people under your jurisdiction.
They are very good. I just left there this morning. I was at Kwesida, so I had to leave there this morning. So,
we thank God. We thank God. Nana, I think the summary of all what you have catalogued concerning the road accident or no other aspects of our lives, it's about indiscipline. I think that's the summary. It's about the indiscipline. Even the definition of speeding is overspeeding. In Ghana they say overspeeding. It's not speeding. Elsewhere, that is what they say. This is the person has been charged for speeding. But here they say you can speed, but don't overspeed. So there's some confusion in there. The person who has manufactured the vehicle and whose place the vehicle is being used has a limit for it, and it says speeding. But here we say overspeeding.
Thank you very much, Dramani. And now, what moral rights has the police got to check roadworthiness of vehicles on the road when the roads themselves are not vehicle worthy? I guess our courts are going to be very busy soon. They just want to bully the citizenry when policymakers and politicians are not providing the right infrastructure to save the same citizens who vote for them. We shall surely revolt and meet them in court for our rights as citizens. Thank you, and that's to say. But Ebenezer is in Cape Coast. Hello, Ebenezer.
Good evening, if you can hear me.
I can hear you very clear, Ebenezer.
Thank you. Nana, each love story is beautiful. And so let me say belated congratulations on the 3rd anniversary of your marriage. And my love to Mama V and Tilly Wamega. Nana, I was in Accra recently, and working on that is at Kanishi. And before you could say Jack Robinson, there was one foolish boy on Okada. His front tie was right behind my view. Mm-hmm. And guess what? He was ordering me to step aside so that he can pass on the pavement. And there was a policeman looking on unconcerned. Amazing things happen in this country. And Nana, shouldn't we target 0 deaths on our roads?
We start from 1,000.
Okay. Every life is important. The specialists, the undertakers, the traders. These are the lives that are being lost. We have to be worried. More so when in our parts of the world, the idea of revenue generation is what? Taxation. These are potential taxpayers. Okay? And we know what we ought to do. Tighten access to driving license, some level of education, periodic eye tests. Ensure that everybody passes driving tests. Erect road traffic signs. Decongest our main roads. Plan the importation of rickety old cars. And so on and so forth.
Thank you very much. And the list goes on and on and on. But let me remind you that 14th November is World Diabetes Day. 14th December, World Diabetes Day. So you're all invited to St. Thomas Eye Hospital, the Osu Oxford Street branch, for free eye screening, because Dr. Sandra Mills is there, my eye doctor, and I'll be there. So I'm inviting you all to come and get a free eye screening to see whether you have diabetes, which is affecting your eye. Don't take it for granted. Stop by. It's free. The Oxford Street branch, Osu St. Thomas Hospital, 14th November, World Diabetes Day. Dr. Sandra Mills, we are going to be there. And to my friend and my brother, Jones Apinting. You lost your mom. 17th November will be the funeral and interment at, funeral will be at Coastal Estate at Spintex Road. Your mother, Margaret Ayisi, God keep her safe and rest in soul. So Jones Apinting of McCarthy Hill and Pambros, Pintosh. Also in Accra, we are with you. But right in South Odoko, where I grew up, is Eddie. Hello, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
I am a South Odoko boy.
Come again.
I am a South Odoko boy. I grew up in South Odoko.
Okay, all right.
Let me hear you.
Nana, this is the first time calling this program.
Great.
And then my beef is with Ghana Journalists Association and let me say multimedia. One, this normalization committee that was set up by FIFA. It says something about some journalists. I was thinking sometimes if people can go to FIFA, then something should be done about it because of what they talk to the journalists.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I wish there was more time to talk to you. So 14th November, we are all going to meet at Osu, Oxford Street, St. Thomas Eye Clinic for a free eye test. If you have diabetes, we will check it from your eye somehow. And then 17th November, Coastal Estate, Margaret Ayisi, who's like my mother, brother Jones Apinting, Pintosh. Thank you so much to Abeku Sankofi. Sammy Forsen is up next with Overdrive. And Mafa Apau is here with your news bulletin. But the war on our roads, to be honest with you, I don't know where to start from. But we must start. To all our first-time listeners, every Monday after 7, at 7, you tune in and I'll bring a topic and we Jojo. And there's a very, very hot and sensitive topic for next Monday. You don't want to miss it. I don't know if I'm brave to tackle it yet, so I don't want to say the title, but next Monday is very hot. If I'm brave enough, I'll come up with it. Stay tuned, don't even touch the dial. My name is Nana Nsakwa the Fourth, and that was an edition of My Opinion.